Hey, welcome to Gold Scratch. So we got some exciting news at Gold Scratch. We're going to go racing again, and so I haven't been doing that for a while. In 2017, I sold my Pro Late Model race car, and the reason I have a YouTube channel is I needed something to do after that, so I started building engines again, and YouTube was an outcome of that, and that's how we got where we are today. But I have a son that lives up in Sault Ste. Marie. If you're in the USA, it's at the northern tip of northern Michigan, the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. And there's lots of small tracks around there, quarter mile, 3/8 mile. And the class that we're racing is, they call Michigan Modified, Outlaw, or open wheel modified cars. And so they're very popular up there. So my son's going to go racing. He actually got to drive one last summer. He hadn't driven since we sold our last race car. So I'm going to throw out there for questions. I've been out of this part of the business for a while. Haven't built a race motor for a while, and I'm looking at ideas to build a competitive car, a competitive engine. Michael already has the car, and we have a dyno date for June the 9th, and the 8th or 9th, that weekend anyway. And he's going to bring the car down here. We're going to dyno the engine first, then we're going to bring it back here, install it in the car, and get it running here. And we may do some testing at Delaware Speedway. We're just 15 minutes from Delaware Speedway, which happens to be a half mile. It's the fastest track in Canada. And so we have an opportunity to do some testing there. First race date is June the 29th, so the timing should all work out. So I do have a block. It's in the machine shop right now and getting work done on it. And I give them a work order for specifically what I wanted. Let me first I'd like you to think about, give me some suggestions. Lots of guys who watch on my channel are racers. Some of them are circle track racers. A lot of them are engine builders. And, I'm going to apply all the things that I know and do, and I've had in all my previous videos into this engine. But it's going to be a little different. It's going to be personal. And I got to do some homework because I'm not really sure what I want to build. So reason that is, it's short tracks. The longest tracks are 3/10 or 3/8 of a mile, usually a fairly short track. Because of that, you get your RPM down in the corner. Fairly light car, 2,500 pounds with the driver, and they are racing on an 8-inch tire. So the 8-inch tire is kind of an equalizer for power. So I don't need stupid, crazy horsepower. I need good flexible power. I would like to build this engine that will be able to run on pump gas. I plan to build it using a hydraulic roller camshaft, and therefore should be almost maintenance free. So Michael can focus on setting the car up and driving it and winning the races instead of working on the motor. So that's my thinking. So I'm looking for your thoughts on that. How big of a motor do I need? How much horsepower do you think I need? The gear ratio at short tracks is going to be 6-to-1 or more final drive. It'll be a quick change rear end. So you got lots of torque multiplication. Take that into consideration. So I'm kind of doing the research right now. I throw that out to you. So this as a reference, if you've watched my videos, you've seen kind of in the background in this corner, I have another kind of wall of fame at the other side. So here's some former race cars that I've had. This is the last car when I first built my shop. I didn't have anything to do in it. So Michael brought down his super late model car. So this car, he owned on his own. We just had a team party at the end of the year. So this is what's called a super late model. So they used to call them late models, and then these guys came along called pro late models. So now they call these super late models. So the difference is, first of all, the body is what they call an outlaw body. It's basically like an upside down airplane to get downforce, and that works. The engine, this car was a Port City house car. If you live in the Midwest, you know who Port City is or was then. And apparently this car was a house car, and it was driven by Johnny Benson when it was. I didn't actually see that myself, but the car was bought from Port City. Michael won lots of races with it. It's had an 18-degree motor. 18-degree motors used to be basically a NASCAR engine, but when NASCAR changed the design, the engines, a lot of the engines ended up in short track cars. So that was the last car that my son owned. Basically, I had no financial interest in it other than I did put that body on when he brought it down here with my first project. So this is our last Pro Late model that we raced locally at Delaware Speedway and the Provincial Series, the API Auto Parts Centers Racing Series. And the reason it's 79 and not 97 is we didn't register the number soon enough. We lost our number that year. Anyway, the difference is these cars use crate engines. And this is now the most popular kind of short track racing, probably in North America. The rules are pretty much the same all over North America. This is a stepping stone in the Midwest or in racing series to getting to NASCAR is you got to get past this level. So these are Pro Late models. The difference, as you can see, it's a stock appearing body compared to the Radical Outlaw body. And so there's actually template bodies and once again crate engines. So these are only about 420 horsepower, 604 crate engines, same as the ZZ6. And these are closer to 700 horsepower. So that's the big difference. So a little bit of other racing. This is Trevor Culver. I still work on this team in London, and we'll be racing this summer at Delaware Speedway. That's one of our Victory Lane pictures from last year. And so I'm still on his crew, take care of his motor. We're actually doing some maintenance work on the engine this weekend. And we'll be back out racing there. So just a couple other quick ones. This is a little bit of history. This is about the year 2003 or so. That's the last super light model that I drove. And that car had a 427 small block in it that made about 700 horsepower. Never actually dynoed it. And my son was driving it there. He won 2 championships with that car. And he won another one with another car that's not in this picture. The first one when he was 18 years old, and that championship was in Michigan, actually. So, and the last but not least, that's his picture when I bought him his first street stock car when he was 15 years old. So that's his picture before he actually even got to drive it. So long history. He's a big boy now, but he's going back at it because it's something he loves to do and knows how to do. He did race one race in somebody else's car up there last year for an annual event and qualified at second. So he's still got a handle on it. And so we're looking forward to that. We're going to have other videos. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We'll dyno that engine. We'll see how much power I make. I'm looking for your feedback and ideas because I'm back to the drawing table. Not built in a race engine for a long time, and I want to get it right. Thanks for watching Gold Scratch.